non-negotiable demands of individual dignity is freedom of religion. And I'm impressed by what I've heard from religious leaders, Christian and Jewish, here about the state of affairs in Russia. We went to a cathedral that up until recently was a museum of atheism. And today it's a place where people can worship God freely. We've been to a synagogue that was, even though open, was not a welcoming sight for many Russians. And today it is a spectacular place for people to gather and worship an Almighty God, and worship an Almighty God freely. And one of my strong beliefs is that people should be free to worship. And I'm pleased that that's taking place here in Russia. It's important for this country that religious freedom flourish, and there be tolerance for all faiths. And so it's been a very rewarding morning for Laura and me. And we want to thank our hosts and thank the Russian people. Last night I was very impressed and pleased to see so many Russians line the streets and were so welcoming to the American delegation. It's we're making great progress in our strides toward freedom. Toward friendship and a mutual respect to freedom. So thank you for your hospitality.
Mr. President, yesterday Pakistan went ahead with their funding piece of that.
Yeah.
Do you think that has had any impact on the situation there, and do you believe this is something that they should have followed?
Well, as you know, we expressed our strong reservations about the test. Obviously, we hope that there's restraint in the area, that not be viewed as a provocation, and continuing to work their diplomatic channels, as are other nations. Everybody understands the danger of a potential serious conflict in the region, and hopefully slowly but surely we can erode the distrust that has arisen in the area so that there's some calm.
Do you think the situation is as tense and dangerous there now as it was in January?
Well, I think that any time you have countries with nuclear arms, that a serious tension is dangerous. And it's hard for me to measure the degree of tension. Let's just say it's tense now, and it was tense then. And so all of us who, we just got to continue to work the problem, and we will. Hopeful that we'll be able to diffuse the situation.
Mr. President, are you inclined to agree with your advisors who say that we should deal with Ken Arafat, or those who think he should be frozen out?
Well, I get all kinds of advice. People know my opinion about Chairman Arafat, and that is that he has let the Palestinian people down. He hasn't delivered. He had a chance to secure the peace as a result of the hard work of President Clinton, and he didn't. He's had a chance to fight terror, and he hasn't. Evidently, there's a new attitude emerging amongst some of the leadership in the Palestinian Authority, and the answer is we'll see. We'll see if he can deliver. The key for peace in the region, as far as I'm concerned, is for the Arab world to continue to fight terror, to do what they say they're going to do. And we believe that that's happening more than ever, and that we develop the institutions necessary so that a Palestinian state can emerge that will be at peace with Israel. And that first step is to have a security force that actually keeps the security. And as well as the reforms ought to align authority and responsibility so people can be held to account for success or failure. Yeah, Ron.
I just want to follow up on you saying that apparently the new attitude in the Palestinian Authority, we'll see
where you're beginning to see talk of reform. If you read the press accounts, there's people are beginning to question out loud as to why there hadn't been success. And one of the things that we have been trying to do is to say people must be responsible. My speech of April 4th called upon outline the responsibilities necessary for to achieve peace. And so I'm beginning to hear, and this is publicly I'm beginning to hear, I might add, discussion about, well, maybe we ought to assess how to make the Palestinian Authority more accountable. And that's what I was referring to.
You're not referring to any good words that you say on the airplane. So are you saying that if
I'm saying
not an airplane, we're not going to deal with it?
No, I'm saying that what I'm saying is that what we need to do is develop the institutions necessary for there to be a responsible Palestinian state, and it starts with security. One of the things that's interesting is when you talk to European leaders, there's an interest about helping the Palestinian people, the plight of the Palestinians with economic development, but it's hard to promote economic development when there's concerns about graft and corruption. And so there needs to be institutions that will be transparent, institutions that will hold people responsible for the expenditure of money, institutions necessary to make sure that the good hearts of the world, when they apply to the Palestinian people, will actually be met with good results.
Sir,
Thank you.
Director Tennant going back to the region.
You've had a big day today, Stretch. 3 questions.
Because he's taller.
Yeah, that's right.
We all want to have
He's
that.
also booming out. Hold a second. He's also booming out there with these questions, butting in. No, anyway.
My apologies.
Overwhelmed poor Patsy.
That was
Here
my
she is
question
trying to be
anyway.
dignified. It was your question.
I
Well,
was trying to be
would you like to ask it so you can be on
Sir,
record?
is Director Tennant going back to the region next week?
As you know, I expressed, I said that I was going to send Director Tennant back to the region. I haven't changed my mind. Yes, sir.
How do you see the role of Russia right now in the Middle East process?
Well, President Putin has been very helpful. He's been helpful because he has insisted that there be accountability and responsibility in the region, and he makes it very clear that the Russian government rejects any kind of terrorist activities that disrupts the peace process. And he's a very strong voice for reason and for reasonable policy, and I appreciate that a lot. Thank you all.
This week for Director Tennant.
See you in France.
Again.
Yes.